of all, welcome to the IAG EXPO. Great to have Aristocrat here. How are you finding the show and the experience so far?
Yeah, thanks Ben. Great to be here. A couple of hours into this morning's proceedings, so yeah, it's been a positive start. Fairly well attended. Obviously, so far the hero's been, or the flagship's been hearing from Chairman Tenko just around his view of the industry and where he's looking to take it. And as we were saying off camera, it's a very nice mix of really driving the industry, but doing it in a sustainable way.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, the chairman spoke about his support of the industry. He wants to be part of driving industry growth moving forward, and you don't get that in every jurisdiction. It must be nice to hear.
Yeah, well, it's always good to have a proactive regulator, both in terms of driving the industry, but doing it in a way which ensures longevity, because everybody wants longevity of an industry so they can invest and grow and keep jobs and ultimately have that economic and tourism benefit for the country.
Sure. Just over to our right is the Aristocrat booth. What can visitors see at your booth this week?
Yeah, look, in terms of product, we've got a few things on show. It's really an extension of what was the G2E Macau lineup in May. I guess, first of all, in a hardware sense, what you'll see over there is our Mars X cabinet, but also our Mars X Slim. That's a new piece of hardware which really optimizes real estate and can, have operators ultimately get more assets onto the floor with the existing footprint. From a product point of view, naturally, we've got Dragon Link. We've got the extension of our Dragon Link family that goes into game 6 and 7, which is Genghis Khan and Peace and Long Life. And we're really looking forward to getting those out in the floor later this year. And then we've got two other new products in Coin Trio and Super Split, which both have different mechanics for the marketplace.
Well, let's talk a little bit about some of those products. Now, the Mars Slim cabinet, I know that was originally developed for the Singapore market and now expanding across Asia. How are operators receiving that and enjoying that opportunity to have something that takes up a little bit less space on the floor?
Yeah, look, the Mars X Slim, as you mentioned, was initially conceived for the Singapore market, but it's been a cabinet type which has now found its way into 5 different markets in Asia. From Philippines to Vietnam to Macau, Singapore, with a few other markets that are quite interested in it. As I said, it's a bit of a different concept, if you like, for operators, whereby it's really about asset maximization and enabling operators to put more units in certain parts of the floor or the entire floor if they really want to use real estate in a different way.
And of course, Dragon Link, 12 months ago, I think you won Best Slot Solution at the IAG Awards. Of course, we've got the awards tonight. Still going strong, that product?
Yeah, that product's just gone from strength to strength. I won't tell you the exact number of units that have gone out into the market, but where we are today versus where we are 12 months ago, it's just massively continued the momentum. As I said earlier, going into game 6 and 7, that's quite an extension of a game brand for us within Asia. I think, historically we've not really gone beyond 4 or 5 games. So to have the commitment from the studio is, I guess, a real representation of the growth and performance of it in the market. As I said, we're really looking forward to getting out 6 and 7, but also the standalone progressive option in Dragon Cash. That's very well demanded by operators, and also can't wait to get that out in the market.
There's been a lot of talk about the Philippines market recently. How is the market performing? Obviously, visitation a little bit down. What are you seeing from the supply side in this market at the moment?
Well, I think if you look at the Q2 GGR and then operators' Q2 results, you will see an element of a decline. When you really break it down, my honest opinion, it's just a moment in time, because especially from a slot point of view, if you look at the contributing factors for the reduction in GGR, you're really talking about inbound tourism from both Korea and China, and they both had their own geopolitical situations. You're also seeing the recycling of the impact, the broader impact of the pogo industry. And of course, Q2 had a midterm election here in the Philippines, so that also impacted the local play. So you had this perfect storm all happen at once. So I think it's a moment in time as opposed to anything structural.
Yeah, so looking forward, you're quite confident about the future, and obviously, it's still a strong domestic market driving the Philippines here.
Yeah, it makes, look, obviously it's a slight concern for operator and their business and profitability, but you know, it doesn't take anything away from our commitment or our thoughts around the market, because I mean, you heard Chairman Denko this morning. Chenko, that one might stick. Talking about the growth, you know, where he's taken it from 2022 to last year to expectations this year. You know, there's a healthy player base here.
Sure. And what can we expect from Aristocrat? New product coming out in the next 6 months. You've got quite a bit in the pipeline.
Yeah, so as I was saying there earlier, 2 new products there in Coin Trio and Super Split. They both have a different mechanic that doesn't necessarily sit in the marketplace today. So we're really trying to find new mechanics and ultimately grow GGR with a different style of player, as opposed to just, you know, extending and moving players around from one unit to another.
Yeah. Oh well, good luck, Lloyd.
Thanks, Ben.
Thank you.